I know this is not the proper way to do an intro. I shouldn't be giving you guys this close of a close-up of my bare face, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm really just too lazy to move that camera far back a little bit before I have to move it back in. So you guys get to see my bare face. Today's video is going to be, as you guys saw in the title, our CoverGirl first impressions on the full spectrum line. We just did a drugstore haul you guys saw, and if you haven't seen it, I'll go ahead and link it somewhere around here, but it'll also be at the end of this video so you guys can head right over and watch it. But we did a full drugstore haul. I bought a bunch of makeup, and so I figured because there is quite a bit of stuff, especially a lot of like foundations and concealers, I have more than enough stuff to do 2 drugstore full first impressions. So we're gonna do a full CoverGirl spectrum line so you guys can see what I think about these products, what I think you should and shouldn't buy. Then we'll do a full drugstore first impressions on the other products that I got. So I figured you guys would get a nice good dose of drugstore products, and I figured that it would give me a more of an idea of the products that I bought, and that way you guys can see everything in action, because I don't want to really pick and choose. I really want you guys to be able to see just all of the stuff in action all together. So, oh my gosh, those are so good. My daughter just got her Girl Scout cookie order in. That's what I've had for breakfast this morning. All right, so I went ahead and I cleaned up my brows and I applied concealer. I'm gonna tell you right now, I use this right now. Holy crap, this stuff is full coverage. I do want to dive into quite a few of the different palettes because I want to be able to play around with some of the mattes and some of the colorful ones, but I really want to try out this one. I think of all of them, I'm going to start off with this palette, which is your neutral palette, and I want to try out this one first because I want to give you guys an idea of what the neutrals play like. Actually, we're going to dive into this palette first. Now that I think about it, let's dive into this palette, and let's take this shade right here, and I'm just going to take it on this blending brush. This one here is a Morphe E27. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this as a crease shade, and I'm just going to start packing it on. I do want to dive into quite a few of the different colors because I want to see what they play like. Holy crap, that's pigmented. Now let's dive into this palette, which is called Reverence, and this palette is your most neutral palette of them all. So we're going to take this chocolate brown shade, and I'm going to be using a Luxia 231 small tapered. I'm going to apply it right in the crease area. That color comes off really pigmented for it being a chocolate brown. Like, I feel it's much deeper. All right, let's go with that. We got the dark brown in here, so now we're going to go a little bit darker. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into this more sultry palette called Gravity, stupid ass. I'm going to take a combination of this really deep brown black, and then I'm going to go in with this black also, because the black, just from touching on it, it's really patchy. So I'm thinking if I take both of those together, I can get some depth right there on the crease. Not really as dark as I want it to be, but that's okay. We'll keep going. I'm going to go ahead and just use a little bit of the Infallible L'Oreal concealer. Let's go back into Reverence, and we're going to take a combination of the 2 metallic shades in the pan. I'm going to spray my brush first so I can get the most pigment. Let's go in with that forest green. I'm going to take this forest green and I'm going to pop that on the outer corner. Yeah, let's do the forest green. I think that'd be pretty. This video doesn't go up, it's because it didn't work. Oh my god, I love that green. I'm going to go back in with this metallic shade, and I'm just going to use my finger to kind of blend those colors in a little bit more. Just like that. And now I'm going to go in and clean it up really well. Right now, so far, I'm done playing with those eyeshadow palettes until we get to the lower lash line, but I can tell you definitely that the shadows work really well. They blended really nicely. The mattes work incredibly well. The only downside to this is that there is quite a bit of fallout because of those metallic shades being so creamy and so buttery. It's almost difficult to pick it up with a brush. Like, you almost have to go in with a brush that is slightly wet or a flat brush. You definitely want to use some sort of a synthetic brush because I think you're going to get the most payoff with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of liquid liner, and then I'm going to pop on some lashes. I'm going to be using these lashes. I don't know exactly who makes these lashes, but if I can figure it out, I'll let you guys know once I'm done. So Give me a second. I went ahead and moved you guys back so we didn't have to be so close. We are going to be using the Covergirl Matte Ambition Mattifying Primer. This also does have an SPF of 20. So that's what it looks like. It's just this white, creamy consistency. Here recently, I don't feel like my skin's been super oily, but I'm sure it's going to change here pretty soon with the spring coming. I did pull out 3 shades to test out. See, this is what I need. So that there is medium golden, and that's really orange for me. That's light neutral right in the center. So those are the 3 shades that I chose from that I thought would match me, but I feel like none of those shades match me. We've got 2 more to choose from. So that there is light golden, and I feel like that's now way too light for me. And then this one down here that I just tested is medium cool. That is way pinker than what I am normally used to. So I think what I'm going to end up having to do is I'm going to have to end up mixing 2. So I'm going to mix this one here in the center and then this one in the center, which would be FS 110 light golden and FS 120. I feel like a lot of these run either on the more yellow tone or the more pink tone. Like there really isn't a neutral tone. This dries pretty quickly though. There's 1 layer. It didn't do a super full coverage just yet. You do have a little bit of coverage. There's just a little bit of my darkness peeking through, but I mean, it covered quite a bit. I'm not a fan of this scent. It does have a pretty good fragrance to it. I'm not the biggest fan of it though. Oh, it's breaking up on me already. What the freak? Oh shit, now it's coming off. Do you see that? What the freak? I'm a little bit nervous of going in with concealer because I'm scared that it might pull it up. So I'm not going to do like an intense highlight today. Okay, I'm going in with the shade 330 Ivory for underneath my eyes. Oh my gosh, I love this freaking concealer. I'm going to use a little bit of translucent powder to set underneath my eyes. They do have the full spectrum powders from Covergirl, but those are really full coverage and I don't want to put that underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to use this. Okay, I see why people are raving about this concealer. It is so freaking bomb. So we're going to take this Covergirl liner, which is the Covergirl Full Spectrum Defining Moment Eyeliner. This is in the shade Silver Metallic. Let's go ahead and go in back into the palette called Gravity, and we're going to take that deep blue shade. I had the powders so that I could set my face, but I do not need my face set. You know, let's set it. Just gently set it, because I want to see what this is like. So, well, I wanted some sun. I sure got it. Holy. I hope it's not. Do you see this, or is it just me? This is just going to be way too, that is not even my colors. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm still going to bronze up or contour the skin, but I'm actually going to go in with this one, which is actually one of my favorites. It's a powder, but it is the Covergirl Clean Powder, and this is in the shade Tawny 165. It has that like makeup scent, like this specific makeup scent I grew up with, and it's, I don't know, it doesn't smell great, but I like the smell because it reminds me of like makeup from when I was a kid. We're going to go in with the Full Spectrum Sculpt Expert Versatile Cheek Palette. This one here is in the shade Bronze Flame. So for highlight, I really don't know that I want to highlight today. Is that weird? Like, I've been kind of into like the whole just matte finish look, but this is a little too matte for me. Because we have a highlight palette, let's go ahead and try it out. We're going to go in and we're going to stick with the same one. These have a lot of fallout. Oh. Am I the only one that sees this? Alright, if you have to get anything from this collection, please get the highlighting palette. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to go ahead and take my favorite lip liner. This here is NYX's Mauve lip liner. For lipstick, I'm going to be taking the CoverGirl lipstick in Sultry Sienna. I'm going to be taking the lip gloss from the Full Spectrum line. This here is the shade Believe Me. I will say that of the 3 that I had received in the PR kit, this was the only one that was the most vibrant and pigmented. The other 2 were just a little patchy, and they were a little difficult to even get on swatches. And the other thing I don't like about this is that it's a little bit difficult to get the product out onto the wand, so you have to like reapply it. I don't care for the smell either, so, but if you wanted to get one of the colors, I would definitely try checking out this one, because this is the prettiest one, I will say. And then just to finish off the look, we're going to be taking the CoverGirl Outlast Cool Setting Mist All Day Wear. All right, you guys, so let's recap on today's makeup look. We used a bunch of new stuff from CoverGirl. I'm going to tell you my thoughts right now. Eyeshadow palettes are amazing. With the metallics, I do recommend using either a synthetic brush or your finger. I found that any other brush with those metallic and shimmer shades just don't do anything. And then as far as the foundation, well, you guys saw the issues I had with it, but so far it's wearing okay. I don't know, you guys let me know. I do not like it more than my CoverGirl 3-in-1. That there is just like my holy grail foundation from CoverGirl, but I will say that I do like this one better than I do like the Matte Made. So there are a bunch of products. You guys saw my impressions on them and all of the products. Let me know down below what you guys thought was the most intriguing of this tutorial, and let me know if you guys do plan to pick anything up if you see it in store. If you guys are wanting to know all of the shade, color, selection, everything like that, I always link everything down below. If you guys are wanting to check out more videos, I do have some videos here that you guys can check out. Feel free to click on one of those and that will take you right over. I love you guys, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.